Hello guys, how are you? This is Liz from Trelise and I welcome you to this podcast which mainly talks about knitting and projects and sometimes books, and today we'll have also a tea discussion. And yeah, I'm Liz. I'm a dyer based in Greece. My brand name is Trelise Yarns, and I'm very excited. So it's been a while I didn't do a video, maybe a couple of weeks or 3 weeks. I have no idea. Like, I just think I'm not keeping track of time very well lately because there was lots of things going on in the backstage. And I'm very excited finally to have the time and to talk to you. So today it's Saturday. Yes, it's definitely Saturday the 20th. So, yeah. This week has been really weird because it snowed in Athens. So, yes, in Greece, we can have cold. Every year, I seem to get hundreds of messages of what is it really cold in Greece, or are you wearing your shawls just because you have a business related to wool and things like that. And while I can understand that people might not get that Greece it can be cold, it's still a European country, guys. Yes, we're in the southern part of Europe, but it's still cold. And also Greece, it has a lot of water, yes, many islands, and I think mostly that's why it's branded as a summer destination. But the water is around mountains, and in the mountains there's snow, yes, every year. Actually, Athens is just a city surrounded by 4 mountains, and in some of them, which are two of them are bigger than the other two, have definitely every year some snow. Maybe not so much, as going skiing or whatever, but there's definitely snow. It's a bit different for in the city snow, so that's what happened this year. And it was really cool, I have to say. So we had 3 days of snowing. Nobody moved a lot because it was really lots of snow in such a short time. And of course, we're not so much used to have snow, so we're not the best prepared for that. But I think we didn't had, many difficulties to go around, and yeah. So that's just it about the weather. Other than that, I've been good. I've been busy. I've been stressed a lot because you might remember that in January I had pre-orders for my Blue Ornament shawl, which was a collaboration with Knit Graffiti, Leslie, and I always have like a lot of stock, and so I start the pre-orders, and as the pre-orders are going to their end, like a week before their end, I'll order some more yarn, just to have more. So that's what I did, and I get some of my yarn from England, and hello, we have delays because of COVID, but now we had huge delays of yarns because of Brexit. And not only that, nobody really knows how the customs are calculated. So there's been a lot of stress about that. So I got my order much earlier on than the pre-orders would end. So I was sure that even if there's a delay, I would be like on time, like, or almost. So I do my order first week of January. They're shipping the box, and the box until end of January is stuck in England. Like it never left England. And we didn't know why. We couldn't do anything. My stockist tried to call, to find out where it was. Sorry. And so we tried to track it, or do something, but nothing was happening. And in the end, like 10 days ago, the box returned to my stockist. So he said, you know what, I'm going to pay a faster courier, a more expensive courier, so you will get them hopefully next week or in a couple of days. So I was like, okay, I sent a message to the people who haven't received their kits, that I haven't be able to do it, explaining the situation. Thankfully, you guys are very patient and amazing, but it was really stressful because I finally I had something to tell you and that there was a solution, but again, I didn't know exactly the time of, when I will be ready. So they sent the box, not yesterday, Friday before. And so I hoped by, mid of the week, the yarn would be here. But no, they haven't been here. And I was tracking the box and I saw on Thursday that it arrived in Greek soil. Yes, so it's in Greece. And yesterday, so Friday, I talked with the customs. I sent them all the papers that they needed, and they were supposed to tell me what I needed to pay for customs so they can actually ship it to my address. But they haven't done it yet. So hopefully on Monday, I will contact them again. I would pay whatever customs I have to pay. And then I hope the latest on Tuesday it's here so I can get on cracking those pre-orders and ship those last kits. And it's not many kits, it's like 5 kits, and it's like so I'm so frustrated because I want to be able to give you whatever I say, and that was like, who would have thought that, a box of yarn would take more than a month to come from England? Like I was prepared, that it would be delayed like a couple of weeks. And usually, big parcels are traveling faster than smaller packages. So yeah, that was the first one. And it's actually the first package that I order from England. And from now on, I think we will know a bit better what to expect. And also the customs office know how to proceed, because in the beginning of the year, there weren't any guidelines about UK packages, and I think that's what was crazy. But at least this week I have lots of time to do, because I will be preparing also the pre-orders that Birth Yarn Festival had for the exclusive colorway I did for them for their collaboration club, and it was Blame the Sun. So Blame the Sun is a colorway that I named like that. It's the name of a beer in Greece. Oh, yes, we like to blame the sun, if we do crazy stuff or whatever. And actually, I really like the DK. Of course, I really like my Gaia DK base. And I did this hat. I didn't have the recipient for this hat, and then the color, I really like it, and maybe I will do something for my niece for it, because I think it's really cute and funny and positive. And this is the Lenny hat by Isabel Kramer. She has an option to either do the little bubbles or not. I actually did them, but I think with this colorway it looks like a crown, so I'm not sure if I really like them or not, but I think it's cute and really fun. And actually, I don't have a hat in some crazy fun colors, so yeah, I could keep it or whatever, but I actually decided to send it to Natalie from By Night Creations, because she's doing a heartwarming MCAL. No, it's not an MCAL, sorry. It's not a mysterious cal. It's the heart or heartwarming knit along, and it's for people knitting or sending things to Natalie to give to people who need them. And I wanted to send her, I wanted to do something, and I wanted to send her a couple of things that I have made in the past, but I don't wear, and people do need to be warm. So I also said, okay, let's just crack this pattern and make it for that cause. And I think it's really cute and nice. So this is the exclusive colorway Blame the Sun for Perth Yarn Festival. It will be available after 6 months in my website. So in the fall. Talking about the Perth Yarn Festival and exclusive colorways, I will take a picture here because I don't have my lazy sweater right here. I have open pre-orders on my website for the end of February until mid-March. And you have all the colorways that you want in all the bases, almost all the bases, and you can also choose the new Hera High Twisted. Previously it was fingering, now it's a light sport weight, and also the new Ares base, which is my sock yarn, and before it was 75% merino and 25% nylon, while now it's 85% merino and 15% nylon, so it's less nylon. I think it's good, but it's still sturdy enough for socks or for things that you wanted to have a bit more, strength, if that makes sense. Yes. Okay. And why did I wanted to put a picture of my lazy sweater? Because the colorway Birthday Girl that I used for my main color, which is the body and the sleeves, of course, in the brioche also. Birthday Girl was an exclusive colorway for Perth Yarn Festival for September. I will be able to have it as my own colorway now from mid-March. So that's why now I have put also pre-orders for that colorway that will be ending in the mid-March. So you can have it if you want it. Yes! Okay. I also did another hat. I was very into hats. You know how a lot of people say, I love socks, and socks is such great project because it's small and I can take it with me and blah, blah, blah. Well, for me, that's hats, because I think it's more comfortable, the circumference of a hat to knit than, because I do Magic Loop for socks, that's why also. And I just love hats, and I had a friend of mine, a very good friend, that wanted a hat, and I told her, okay, you have to get the Captain of Her Heart and I'm gonna knit it for you. And I did the barley hat from Tin Can Knits. So I have sent it to her and she really likes it. She hasn't taken any pictures yet, but I did a little video, so here it is. I love it. It's so cute. So I was very happy to do that, and it was really cute and nice, and I actually really like this pattern from Tin Can Knits. It's a free pattern on Ravelry, so go and check it out. Okay, so now that was the finished objects that I had. Let's go to what I'm working now. So I was doing the hats and as a smaller project, because usually I like to have a smaller project than the bigger project, or a project with my yarns, or and a project with stash yarn. But now I was mostly working with stash yarn, and it's actually yarn that I have talked about, and it's a yarn that I got. The main color, this is yarn that I got from a farm in France. And so the this lighter color and this blue is colorways that I got from Pearl Soho. I will put all the details on my Ravelry page because I don't remember. And then that deep red is also very sheepish yarn. And I got that from Brooklyn General Store in New York, well, in Brooklyn. And it was Jill Draper, yeah. And I really like it. So it looks very stiff, and that's because it is very stiff. The thing is that I had only 3 kicks of that yarn, and it didn't had any meters or anything, but I guess it's like, sorry, I'm just taking this off. But it's kind of a bit like of, worsted. So I went in my head that I have 3 cakes of worsted yarn, so let's say approximately 600 meters, okay? So I searched either to do a cropped sweater or a shawl, and I decided to do the Star Crossed by Jacqueline Sislak, and I have only left from this main color a cake, this, and it's 75 grams for the sleeves. So I haven't measured yet the sleeves, how long they are and all that, but I think I'm going to divide it maybe in 2, and then because also in the sleeve you have this pattern, I will think either, to have the main color up until one point, and it's not this whole section, it's not the same chart, it's just smaller, but maybe I will do, this color, the main color up until some point, and then just do the blue one. It looks like in the video that, the blue has taken over in the main color, but it hasn't, you see. Okay. So I'm thinking, maybe, and then finish the sleeve, like if I do the one sleeve in blue, maybe it will just end in blue or whatever. I don't know. Or the other option is to just make one sleeve normal, like with the whole main color and the color work. And then the other one maybe be just a darker color with the color work in the main color. I don't know if it makes sense what I said. I think I just said a lot of main color and contrasting color or whatever. So I hope it makes sense. I don't know. I have still yet to decide. It really looks, like a small, like heavily cropped, but I think also with the water it's going to be a bit heavier, and it is going to be super warm. So I can't wait. Yes. It's amazing. It's so sturdy that, it doesn't even make wrinkles, I feel. Okay, so that's what I'm working mostly, and also because it's a more woolish, sheepish yarn, it's really not, slipping, the stitches are not slipping through the needles, so it feels like a bit more of a rough knit, so it kind of, and I'm used to softer yarns, so it feels a bit more rough for me, or more work to my hands. I don't know how to say. It's like having a resistance and working. Anyways, the next project that I wanted to pick up was either my Daydreamer or cast on one of my Make 9. Well, in my Make 9 for this year, there's also the Daydreamer from Maurier that I had just a small start. And I then wanted to do the Eventyr from Skin Deer, which is an orange sweater. And actually, I'm very, very much excited this year to actually do my Make 9, that I think I just need to go ahead and be in that process while I enjoy it. because I also want to have the sense that I'm finishing stuff, and while it's cold, I think that I need to do more, the Aran or DK stuff first, if it makes sense. And so I don't know. And because I will be having lots of dyeing the next couple of months, I think that it would make more sense to start the Eventyr by Skein Ellie, than start the Daydreamer, because well, at least for me, the Daydreamer needs a bit more of thinking process, or I will see. And then also in my Make 9, I have two hats that I haven't touched. So maybe I think that I would like to finish the sweater I'm working now and maybe cast on one hat and then maybe the Eventyr. Or see if I can, get into the Daydreamer pattern, and when I have a more relaxed time, but my mind can work, I'll be working the Daydreamer and the Eventyr sweater when I'm more relaxed. But I don't know, because I think I will have lots of dyeing coming up, and I also am studying a course, so I don't want it to be, something that I'll need to, again, think a lot about it. And I also want to cast on a new project with my yarn that I'm saying that I will cast on, like, for a new design, like, I don't know, 3 months, and I haven't. So, like, come on, let's. But I guess I want to go on and do the Eventyr and have knits that I can show you, because if I start with the design, I'm not sure if I'm gonna show it to you or not. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. I don't know. Anyways, the Eventyr sweater. Ta-da! That's it for a reminder, okay? And I've decided to do it. She uses bulky, but I've seen people making it a lot in Aran in the Ravelry page, and I talked a bit with Ellie, and I don't remember. I think I decided to do either size 2 or 3 and use Aran. So I will be using my BFL Aran, which is the Titan base, and my main body will be in this dark Star Wars, yes, dark blue, and the little contrasting parts, of course, Manawi. What else? Look at my face, with this, and then with this, it's like brighter. Okay. So, and I think it's gonna be really cool. A dark blue sweater that I actually don't have. Lots of dark blue sweaters. And with the little pops of Manawi, I think it's gonna be really cute and fun. Yes. Okay. Sorry for this sound, high-pitched sound. So that's kind of it about, my projects and my planning. Well, my planning is changing all the time. I also wanted to share with you something else. I got some teas, actually. I got some teas from a tea shop in France, and it's called the Fruit Tea tea shop. So I got 4 different kinds, and actually I think that I'm in a very fruity mood for teas. And I got all the things that I got are very fruity, perfumed teas, and actually maybe that's why it's called the fruit tea. So it's really nice because it has whole pieces of the fruits, and it's really amazing. They gave me a code for a 15% coupon, and I will just put here the code, and also in the description box if you want to get some fruity, nice teas. The one that I started, like I got 4, but I tasted this one first. It's called Porte Bonheur, which means lucky charm in France, and it has apple, raisins, carrots, betterave. I don't remember how it is. Anyways, it has mango and bluet flowers, and it's really, really cute, and everything is coming from biologic agriculture, so it's really cool. And that's the one that I'm drinking right now. And I love it because it is the kind of tea, that it's like not heavy, that you can drink in any time, in the morning, at night. It's like a fruity infusion, and it's really, really nice. You can also definitely, it doesn't say it here, but I'm sure you can make it like with cold water as an iced tea. So the other ones that I got is Summer Sun, because apparently someone is missing the Summer Sun. And this one has more citrons, pineapple. It has peach, apricot, goji bears, goji berries. And the other two that I got, they're more red berries. This one is raspberry bloom. You can see all the little pieces. And it has, yes, this one has hibiscus, raspberries, popcorn. That must be the little white ones. So that's funny to have popcorn in a tea. And the last one is Rêve de Caraïbes, which means Caribbean dreams. And it has hibiscus, apple, papaya, coconut, mango, orange, and some different kinds of flowers. Yeah. So that's really cool. It gives you, like the what's inside, and then, how much time to let it infuse, and blah, blah, blah. So fruittea.fr, I think. And if you want to just try them, I have this code for you for minus 10%. Just go and check it out. Last thing, it's like books. I've been busy and I haven't read books for a while, and I wanted to finish books. And if you follow me, you know that I like books and I can be addicted. Like, I think my biggest shopping issue would be books and yarn, but yarn it's like in festivals, because here, and then okay, of course I might also order online, but I definitely have a big personal stash, and also like I have also a shop. So I mean, come on, I will not say yarn. So if I had to say that I'm addicted in shopping something, it's books, and yeah, probably teas as well. I have a huge cupboard with teas, and I actually got some of my teas in the studio and to make room in the house. And I'm like, wow, I still have so many. So I still have so many, and I got like 4 packages. But the good thing with the fruit teas is that you can really, really make it any time of the day, and even if it's cold, you drink it, and it's like an iced tea. It's really nice. I really like it. So I'm excited because I finished a book, and I have lots of fantasy ones, and because I like to emerge in different worlds, and I usually read 2 or 3 books at the same time. But for some reason lately I'm knitting one project, and I really go through a book at a time. So the one that I finished is from Daphne du Maurier, Rebecca, which it is considered a classic. I had stumbled upon Rebecca as a book lots of times, but I never thought about it. I don't know. I just knew about it, but I never knew the story or whatever. And the last day that I went to the bookshop, I kind of see it, and I read, behind, the little description, and it was a story about the south of France, and there's like a bit of a mystery. After that, she got married, but the guy was married before, and his ex-wife was drowned, so he's a widower. But there's, kind of bit of a mystery around this ex-wife who is Rebecca. And it's actually, in the beginning I was like, okay, go on. it's not that it's boring, it's just that, it has this classic mood of storytelling, it's a bit descriptive, but without being too heavy. I don't know how to explain it, but it has this, good base. But I think it's like our impatience as people of the 21st century who wanted to go faster. And at some point, it just goes in a pace that you think you know everything, but in the end, you have no clue. And I really liked it. I was kind of surprised that it surprised me in the end. I think it also, Rebecca, is now something on Netflix. I'm not sure if it's the same story or if it's, like based in the book, but probably. I don't know. I haven't seen. I think I saw a trailer, but I kind of dismissed it at the time. So, Rebecca, I liked it. And then, because I'm always in between words and different kinds of books, I went and I had gotten a little book with stories, and it's a book with some characters of a trilogy of a young fantasy trilogy, which is, I don't remember what's its trilogy is named. The books are The Cruel Prince, The Wicked King, and The Queen of Nothing by Holly Black. And this is how the King of Elfheim learned to hate stories. So the 3 books of the trilogy is from the perspective of the girl, and now these are not really from the perspective of the boy, but it's more focused on him and kind of little stories as he grew up. And I'm in half of it. Yeah, I've read half of it. And I think I just went with it because it's just more light. It has nice imagery, it's not like a heavy book and it has big letters. So I just wanted something to be, peaceful, and also like hats. You finished it quickly. So you're like, yeah, I finished 2 books in no time. Okay, whatever. So I'm reading this. I'm halfway through it. And then there are 2 books that I do have a few books that are more serious and more, kind of bit like more into psychology or whatever, or philosophical, if you want to call them like that. I don't know how to call them. I got from Jordan Peterson 12 Rules for Life when I was in New York last time. No, it wasn't the last time. It was Rhinebeck time. So it was in October 2019. Yeah, I got in the middle of it and then I just left it because it was too much information for my brain, and now I'm just reading it slowly. So Jordan Peterson, if you don't know him, he's very well known clinical psychologist. He has a lot of his lectures are on YouTube. I kind of stumbled upon them by accident, and I really like his way of talking because I think he's a very pragmatist, very realist kind of guy. That doesn't mean that I would agree with everything that he says, but I think I like kind of bit his perspective of things. I remember when I posted I got this book on Instagram, there were people telling me, there were a couple of people that sent me a message, I think he's sexist, you shouldn't, take his book or whatever. I'm the kind of person that I like to make my own opinion about people. Definitely I thank those persons that sent me this message because apparently they were worried about me. But I'm the kind of person, like if I like Charles Dickens, it doesn't mean that I like that he beat his wife. You know what I mean? And that's true. So I'm just buying a book that I think might give me some insight of some things. And I have to say, his lectures, when I was at a difficult time, they gave me another perspective. And I like that he's a clinical psychologist, but she's not like, oh, life is a rainbow and, you just have to do this, and everything's gonna go away. She has a very harsh, brutal reality. And I think, if you're not facing things, as difficult as they are, then yes, you'd probably not like his style of talking or explaining things. But I really like him, and I really like his lectures. Well, most of them. I will definitely. One of my favorites is like when he talks about the Sleeping Beauty and the Evil Queen, and also his series about the Lion King and the archetypes behind the Lion King. And I think it's just really nice, especially the time when Lana finds Simba. It's like a really cool lecture. Okay, and then this book, which I don't even remember what's about, I got it when I was in Edinburgh. And actually, when I was in Edinburgh, it was September 2019. And maybe it's written, because I like to write when I get books. Have I written it? No. But it was October 2019. And it's called The Fifth Season by N.K. Jemisin. And it got the Hugo Award in 2016. There's this bookstore that's big in Edinburgh, but I really don't remember the name, that I like to go. And it has a huge collection of books. And I remember going there and just looking around. And I actually asked the guy who worked in the bookstore, like, if he had something to recommend. And he told me this. And it's funny because I had forgotten about this book, and lately I started watching booktubers. Like, come on. It's like, first lockdown, I was looking at all the plant YouTubers, and now I'm looking at booktubers. And they actually really talked about this book, some that are like into more serious fantasy or alternate words or things like that, because there are lots of people talking about young fantasy, and actually it reminded me that I had this and that I was very excited at the time. So I don't remember what it is about, so I can tell you more. But here, what does it say? This is the way the word ends for the last time. So after that book, there's no more last time. It starts with the Great Red Rift across the heart of the word soul continent, spewing ash that blots out the sun. It starts with death, with a murdered son and a missing daughter. It starts with betrayal and long dormant wounds rising up to fester. This is the stillness, a land long familiar with catastrophe, where the power of the earth is wielded as a weapon and where there is no mercy. So I have no idea what to think about it, and I like that because usually that there's this girl and this happens and this, okay, but here it's like I have no idea, apart that there's a murdered son and a missing daughter, and there's, I don't know, a dormant wound rising, and the earth is wielded as a weapon. Come on. The only weapon we like to have is fiber. Yes? Yes. So that's it. That's what I have for you. Yarn-wise, knit-wise, tea-wise, book-wise. So if you want to pre-order some yarn that you wanted a colorway in a yarn base and I haven't done it for a while, just go at the website and get it, because now you can. And hopefully I will have the yarns in stock now that I know the process of having yarns from England. Yay! Have a great weekend. I hope to be able to upload this tonight, so maybe you have a cozy Sunday with me and you're knitting. And thank you again for joining. Lots of kisses, and don't forget, color is power, fiber is our weapon.